Hey, everybody, it's Eddie from Tokyo. This is your cryptocurrency update from Japan. This is the biggest story this week for XRP, and I have never seen such a big week for XRP in regards to news, but I just don't want you to miss this one. So US-based cryptocurrency exchange Bittrex is partnering with registered broker-dealer Rialto Trading to offer a trading venue for blockchain-based digital assets. Bitrex is going for the kill. Coinbase, watch out. So this was a Weiss Ratings tweet that occurred on the 23rd. They hashtagged XRP, Bitcoin, altcoins, and crypto. I am telling you, this is going to be revolutionary. So just to confirm, the Rialto site does indeed announce that it's teaming up with Bittrex. And Rialto builds technology solutions that empower market participants and leverages technology to create new virtual marketplaces and sources of liquidity. All right, they have 3 products. 1, you're able to place orders for blocks anonymously. 2, you can publicize your request anonymously. 3, there is a huge database for alternative liquidity sources. So this is a brand new, innovative, comprehensive digital securities platform. And it was built by a woman who has an amazing track record in this space. It supports the US dollar. It's also going to provide some advisory services. It will have custody. It also has a trading platform that's designed for institutional investors, accredited investors, corporations, brokers, and dealers. So I'm telling you, we've been all talking about how the rails are being laid and the investment community is coming. It's not only coming, it is here. And this is going to be one of the platforms that's going to bring XRP into a status of can't even find the right word. It's going to be completely unequaled to so many coins out there. People are going to be, you think people were jealous of XRP supporters before. Oh my gosh. I mean, this is going to be the envy of all the coins. Shari Noonan, the CEO, she has a background in Deutsche Bank and also Goldman Sachs. Let's just take a look here. So Rialto is held privately. There has been just one deal, and that investor, according to this website, is the Excel Partners. They are a VC firm up in Rochester, New York. The same place in the state of New York is where Rialto is also located. When we look at Excel, they have 7 professionals in their group. So it's a nice, small, cozy group. Currently, they have 38 companies in their portfolio. They have made 75 investments, and they have successfully exited 16 times. I'd say that's a pretty good track record. They were founded in 2005, and they, of course, are actively seeking new investments. So who is Shari Noonan? Well, she comes to the table with a tremendous amount of experience. I really am just sorry. I got a little bit sidetracked in reading this. I'll put the link to this in the comment section below. This is, again, a better explanation of exactly what those 3 products do. So Rialto Trading, bridging liquidity in fixed income. So I think you'll find that those 3 products can be used alone or combined for a levered results. And all 3 products address the need for increased liquidity and efficiency. Okay, let's just go back for a second here. Let's go back to August 16th. As you remember, on the Ripple website, we saw the announcement. Today, we were pleased to announce Bittrex will act as the preferred digital asset exchange for xRapid transactions that move through US dollars. And then on August 21st, David Schwartz had his AMA, and I asked the question in detail about the actual use. How is the XRP acquired to create that liquidity for those partners? And he gave a great answer. So let's take a look at that answer. For xRapid to work, there has to be sufficient liquidity between XRP and the local fiat currency to permit fiat currencies to be bought and sold as needed. And a lot of this liquidity is already being provided organically by market makers. XRapid will just mean that instead of probably trading almost exclusively with speculators, market makers will increasing trade with market takers trying to source liquidity through XRP. If needed, Ripple would consider employing third-party market makers to provide additional liquidity where existing market making insufficient. All right, so now we really, really understand this fact, and that is that the Bitrex relationship, they entered into this partnership with Ripple to provide liquidity for the XRP USD pair in order to strengthen Ripple's xRapid ecosystem. And now we learn that on the 23rd of August, US-based cryptocurrency exchange Bittrex is partnering with the registered broker-dealer Rialto Trading. This is big news, everybody. So take a look at what Shari has done. Early in her career at Instanet, she built a product called Targeted Negotiations. It introduced the ability for institutions that had potentially matched orders in the Instanet network to contact the other partner and begin a one-on-one firm negotiation process to execute orders. So at that time, this was absolutely unbelievable. It hadn't been done before. It was novel for a variety of reasons, not least of which because peer-to-peer trading had not yet seen the light of day. So the amazing part of the project was how they constructed the team and ran the product development process, which at that time was revolutionary. And the team consisted of a small group of cross-functional experts, and then they selected a small group of beta clients and engaged them early in the process and showed them each mock-up iteration, and they became the early adopters. And this process now is generally accepted and used in an agile framework, but in the 1990s, it was quite different. Therefore, I, being Shari, she's talking here, ran the new product development group and developed new products in this manner. So not only did she do it back in the 1990s, she's doing it again with the digital securities platform. This is really going to be exciting. If you want to look at stories out there, there are so many. Here is one that just occurred, just written today on Ethereum World News. Bitrex could eclipse Coinbase with its new partnership with Rialto Trading. So if you don't understand it totally, just go and find some of these articles that are out there because they'll take you through the key points in addition to what I just pointed out. This is a big story. Okay, I have to go because Mr. Kitao from SBI Holdings has his TV program for 30 minutes, and it starts at 6 p.m. I taped it, but I really want to go take a look at it now and I will report back what he has to say. He is going to talk about the use of technology in the financial industry and framework. Now, if you're all saying to yourself, SBI, I'm so disappointed, don't be. And let me explain why. For one thing, I'm kind of jumping to the right before I go to the left. On 9/1, from 5 p.m. to 8 a.m., the SBI VC trade site will be down for maintenance. No big deal. No big story. Nothing happening here. They even say down here in the second sentence that there are going to be two times, Nikkei, scheduled maintenances like this in the future. So this site is live. It's only live in Japan for Japanese residents. I sometimes hear people on YouTube say that they're not trading yet, but they are indeed trading. So you all are asking me all the time, why aren't we seeing any impact, Eddie? What's happening? What's happening? Well, when he said he was going to happen in the blink of an eye, the blink of an eye in Japan is a little bit different than the blink of the eye in the West. So I want to show you in his FX site, Mr. Kitao has built the #1 trading site in Japan by far. So here are the rankings, and you can see here his closest competitor is DMM. DMM, of course, I always talk about because it has been founded by a very interesting entrepreneur here who got his start in the porn industry. He's still in the porn industry, but he was able to reinvent himself, basically expanding into this IT boom. And he's a little mysterious because he doesn't allow the media to photograph his face, but he's not a shady guy. He rides his bicycle to work every morning. It's just that he's trying to protect his privacy. And then here's GMO, extremely aggressive in their campaigns. They are also going to launch a new miner this fall. So you can see visually here how far ahead SBI is to the closest competitor. He has 1 million users and is by far the best and most preferred site for the FX trading. So he knows what it's like to be #1. And he knows how to get to be #1. So don't forget that. When you look at comparing the SBI VC website to some other competitors now, Bitflyer, GMO, Zyfe, Coincheck, DMM, and Fisco, you can see his spreads are #1. #1 with XRP, #1 with BTC, and #1 with BCH. Where he has had the competition, and I have been saying this over and over, is with Bitbank. Bitbank has been running that 0 fee campaign, and it goes until the end of September. He's not far behind in terms of the spreads, but enough that a lot of that trading has moved over to the Bitbank site. And Bitbank is the #1 site in Japan to trade XRP. But I don't think you're going to see that too much longer. Now, remember, on the 31st of July, out came the Q1 results, and he talked about the TV spot commercials that are coming, and also how he also is going to do a 0 fee campaign. So it's just a matter of time. So now I'm going to move into the fluff because it's connected to this difference in time. In Japan, the decision process is called ringi, and it's the process that is from the bottom up approach. You know, in the West, at least for the United States, and I worked with some Fortune 500 companies, and those decision processes took place from the top down. But in Japan, it is from a bottom-up approach that overcomes this kind of hierarchic process that we see in the West. And it's the difference in the style of management, and it comes from long years of this country and economy being closed to other cultures. They were able to create a development or an approach that is completely based on Confucian philosophy, Buddhism, and Bushido. Bushido is the determination, the discipline, the mindset of the samurai class. So in Western culture, the importance of decisions to make is related to the level in hierarchy. Top managers make the most important decisions, but in Japan, culture managers are expected to reach consensus. That is such a key word. In Japan, decisions are made on a consensus basis, and the final decision emerges as the balance of views of all the different employees, no matter what level that they are holding, because no one expects managers to be infallible in Japan. So this rin-gi, submitting your proposal to the supervisor and receiving an approval, and gi, the decision or the discussion process when you are making those decisions. So this is the communication process where the proposal is made, and that proposal can come from, sometimes just middle managers, and then it circulates. This is the consensus process. It circulates around to all of the departments. And at that time, if it's approved by each department, they will put their own seal on it, which is called a hanko. And the hanko is to confirm agreement for the proposition. If there is a missing hanko, it doesn't go anywhere. The decision is not made. Then once all the hankos are on, the approval process happens. When the approval process happens, it goes fast. Here is an article that's just a couple of years old, but I think it summed it up very well. At the Japan meeting of the World Economic Forum in 2015, this author found that Kathy Matsui, the chief Japan equity strategist at Goldman Sachs, said something extremely striking. She said, people say that it takes time for Japanese to make decisions. They're wrong. It doesn't take time. It takes forever. So listen, though, to her follow-up. But once the Japanese have reached a decision, she said, they move unbelievably fast. And that's the case. Once that consensus is done and all of the hankos are stamped, then blink of the eye. So you wonder, what does this hanko mean? These are hankos, and hankos in Japan are what are used for signatures. So if you do anything official, open a bank account, even when I sign for an Amazon package, you're not expected to put your signature Western style. You're expected to use your hanko. And the hanko can be made from various things. Sometimes just a generic one bought at a very kind of cheap dime store kind of store for $1, which is made of plastic. Or you can go a step up and have it carved out of wood. Or you can go a step up from there and have it carved out of ivory. And then you can even go more traditional, like mine, and it is carved out of stone. This is the most traditional hanko that you can have made. And then my hanko, if you want to see, this one here is my hanko. And it's also in the most traditional characters, which lean more towards the old style of Chinese kanji. So you can get your hanko done. It's not hard. There are sellers on eBay and there are other sellers out there. And you can do it on the pronunciation, so kind of by sound, and the hatsuon, which is pronunciation. So if your last name is Smith, you could find the kanji characters that have the same sound, or you can look up the meaning of your name, and then that meaning might relate to living in an area where people come from a valley. So your hanko might have the kanji character of Tani, which is valley. So there are different ways you can do it. You know, you can even go really, really foreign and have your name done in Western characters. I mean, I know that there are some people who are making hanko like that. But if you just put in the word HANKO into Google, you can take a look at all the different selections and decide on what's best for you. You can see here's one that's been done with Western letters, Romanji as we call it. And this one is more in the Chinese style like I have. And this is more Chinese style also. And if you go more towards a Japanese style character, let me see if I can find one here quickly for you, would be this one here. This is, I believe, I, which is no, to love. I think this character, no. Gosh, you know, there are 6,000 characters. When you learn Japanese, the average person out there knows at least 2,000. Even grade school kids will be able to recognize nearly 1,000. And not only just to recognize, but to recognize and then to write, it's very challenging and it's very fun. I love kanji. I just love kanji. So that is your fluff story for today. Yeah, I just can't believe I need to click on this. Yeah, love. I was right. I was saying to myself, oh my God, how embarrassing if I get this kanji wrong. But yeah, this is one kanji you should never get wrong, and that is the kanji that means to love. Okay. That's all I have for everyone today. Thank you, and take care. Sayonara for now. Bye-bye.